Yes, welcome to the ML9 Gauntlet Grand Finals. Right now, we are seeing two teams that we have seen clash before. There's a bit of history to these teams. Once part of the same family, now not even distant cousins. They are rivals to the fullest. And after the upper bracket loss from Shinigami, they did claw their way back up from the lower brackets to meet Xenagogue here again in the grand final. So it is going to be pretty interesting to see the final outcome of this match. From given all the ups and downs we've seen on this journey. But what are you thinking about this matchup, Emmy?
First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody on the stream to, this grand final. It's a really much awaited, much awaited match that we have all been waiting for. There have been a lot of talks in the group and everything. Xenago versus Shinigami, and now finally we are having this match. And I am very excited to see who is going to come out on top. And just like Stu said, they are distant cousins, and it can go either way right now because both teams are really good and they are kind of ranked the same. But let's see who is going to come out on top and rank higher. So I think we should be starting the game now. Davies?
It's time to go to the Arid
Your
show
team is
for some
banning.
fun.
Only love and night
Your team
are
is banning.
everlasting.
Light me up and
Your
watch the
team is
world
banning.
burn! We are glue!
Your team is picking.
This is my
team
temple.
I believe we came into this tourney and then we saw this prevalent Kimmy priority. Although she did get nerfed during the process, right now all of that attention has actually shifted to Brody. It is a complete Brody meta right now, and from the matches that we've been seeing, all up in the quarterfinals, up to the finals, we have seen Brody side dominance in these games. But right now, Panda is actually going to be locking that Badang, and Omayung having the Lily and Sicilian can band out. He's gonna be taking that fast up. So, what are you thinking about this draft so far, Amy?
Just like you said, it's a Brody meta right now. I myself have played a bit of a Brody just like a few hours ago, and yeah, I can see why everybody's deciding to spam him more. And we can see the way SGM responded. You can tell that they came with a game plan and they were ready. And then the draft is getting into the phase where you have to slow down and think about your picks, counters, and everything. But we have the Matilda, the Louis coming in from Xenagogue here, and we have the Joy pick, Levi's signature pick, and I think there are going to be a lot of comments going on in the comment section right now because everybody knows this guy has been ridiculed on the fact that there was a time that he played Joy and he didn't really perform well. He was bronzed and but he performed the last time that he picked it, and let's see if that is going to be the same thing that's going to happen. We have a CC ban and a Frederick ban coming in from both sides, and we're getting into the second phase of the draft. What do you guys think?
Your team is picking.
Rocks need no protection from the rain.
The hunt begins.
Your team is picking.
To me, fun is all that matters.
I think this is gonna be kind of a difficult game for Xenagogue to execute with this draft. Right now, they do have a very balanced draft in terms of frontline sustain and mobility coming in from the side of after lining on that Ruby, Glaze Bonds on that Baxia, and Harry on that Matilda, as well as damage. But facing up against a 1-1 here, it's kind of gonna be it's kind of gonna actually fall down to the skill level of Boye. If he is a very skilled one-man player, I will be expecting to see some crazy
5
executions
seconds till the enemy
with
reaches the
that
battle.
ultimate. But looks like there's actually a pause request coming from the side of Shinigami. Um, yeah. We're gonna start off this violent game with some peaceful commentary us to find out. But like right now, they do have a lot of sustain in terms of the Uranus, and they do have a lot of range from this faster with the feathered airstrike as well as the dive from the Kami Levi. I do actually like this Ruby pick from After Lightning. It just keeps Joy in check so she can't just and dive into and get those engages as freely as would like to. Just specifically because of how much CC that Ruby has and the low cooldowns that those CC conditions need.
Yeah.
But Emmy, what are you thinking about this?
I think the Ruby pick is okay because it can really shut down a lot of people, uh, specifically the Joy and then the Uranus. They need someone that will be able to hold down those two people long enough for either Brody or Louis to bust them down, or even Baxia to come in with the anti-heal and everything and all that. Everything has to work together. But like you said, Xenagogue has a lineup that has to go from the front to the back. You understand? They don't really have someone that can just jump into the back line like that. Uh, but Shinigami here have people that can fend for themselves. Fasa can go off and just use a feathered airstrike from somewhere. Levi can go to the back line. Panda himself should be able to solo a few. 1-1 is just a menace. Xenagogue, and then we have the Uranus, another top them, and they have too many people to focus on. But yeah, let's see how they're going to execute this, and hopefully they'll give us a nice game.
Yeah, hopefully they actually give us a nice game. We're really hoping that Shinigami can get their act together. And
They're asking for a second pause.
yeah, I'm just going to grant that right now. I saw the recall spam right there. So once again, Omayun, our customer, our usual customer on that connectivity issue, he's once again plagued with connectivity issues for the third night in a row, I believe. So someone should sponsor that guy to get a better network because he is not having a good run so far. I wonder what all the winnings, all the money from the winnings, I wonder what he has been using them to do if he cannot get some good nets going for a grand finals. But I don't know. I really hope, all jokes aside, I really hope these network connectivity issues would not affect the game as much, especially the violence that we have planned for today. So, but we have talked about their draft, but let's reminisce a bit about the last time both teams met. That was actually one heck of a meeting between both teams, and we saw some throws, we saw some comebacks, and it eventually ended with a Xenagogue victory. What are you thinking, Stu? Do you think today is going to be a repeat of that instance?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the last time that they met was when Levi actually had this bronze on his joy and signature pick. But right now, yeah, like you said, he's actually going to be looking for redemption. He has shown us stellar performances, with the latest one being yesterday versus Dark Stars, and he was the MVP with his joy. I at this point, like this Omayun player should probably change his name to Omaylag, because that's it seems to be the trend now. Every single game for Shinigami starting with a pause, and he just sitting there in the base. But yeah, I do like what Emmy said about Xenagogue's draft mainly just being a front to back draft, and
Yeah,
it just like it's really gonna tell how this game is going to go. But we can see Camiliva actually on Harin here with the Ribbon of Joy, and Harin born in that flicker. I'm not really sure why he was there and had to waste that resource. But yeah, Emmy, what are you thinking about this draft so far? Primarily seeing Harin born resources so early in the game.
I don't know what he's thinking, but probably he's going to have it back in, before another major team fight happens and he will actually need it. But just like you said, that was totally unnecessary. But we have Panda here invading the jungle of Glazed Bones, but he retreats to that brush bush, and look at that. Now Aaron needed that flicker there, but he didn't have it. And that's first blue coming in from Panda onto Aaron. And this is kind of like a bad start for Xenagogue already, because I don't understand. Davies, what do you think?
yeah, I mean, I think at this point we're used to bad stats from certain teams like Xenagogue, like El Cartel too at some point. But one thing is, even though they are down, they are not out. We can't count them out if they have a bad stats, because they always have the reputation of coming back into the game when it is most crucial, and they always somehow come back into the game. So with this total up, I really think that Xenagogue will make something out of it. What are you thinking, Stu?
Yeah, I think they'll make something out of it, but it looks like Camille are actually going to disengage with the beats of joy. Sky Guy actually trying his best to get out, but the I am
Oh,
offended from after lining the feathered extract is actually going to break this fight out. But Sky Guy actually just tanking all those damage from the stacks of Radiant, but the turtle is up and it's actually Camille Levi that secures that turtle. The guy domain is going to get after lightning out of that fight, and it's going to be SGM that walk away with a victory here.
I can see the effectiveness of what Xenagogue had in mind. He's probably going to work out better on in the late game or from the mid
yeah.
game. But right now, it's not really effective right now, and we can see that the coordination is a bit off. but I think they're going to fix that later on. And then the damage coming in from the Loyi, you can see the Ruby. The Ruby was able to CC a lot of people right before the turtle fight, even though they had to. Oh, we have an engager in the mid lane. And we have the further extra
Yeah.
coming in from Oh My Yoon onto Jolene, but he was not able to take him down. I don't know why he's using his healing spell right about when he's recalling. But yeah, we have Jolene recalling back to the base. And just as I was saying, they don't really have the firepower right now, so they have to wait into the mid game before they can do their front to back team fights. What do you think, Stu?
Right now I do think like it's gonna be difficult for this Loyi to be able to. Oh, but the fist by fist cat combo coming onto Jolie. He has Mortis flicker. The feathered extra coming from Omayu will secure that kill. That is this panda actually just being in those positions, being the menace, but it looks like the Brady, the beats of joy is going to be snuffed out by that can't guiding wind. But what do you think about that fight, Emmy?
This is what I said. Like everybody on Shinigami's team can cause havoc solo, and we can see that Panda was just right there, was just waiting in that bush, and then the further strike coming in from Fasa, even way back, because she took advantage of her range and they were able to shut down Jolene back there. I mean, just look at this, and just look at that. We have oh my Yun and Panda, just camping, waiting in that bush long enough till Aaron thought that they might have left or something, and he walked right up, and he just got shot down so fast. And just look at this, look at Sky Guy. This is a problem for Xenagogue right here. This is a big problem for them. We have an engage coming in, Invader coming in from Shinigami.
Yeah, Sky Guy going to be going there, and the face by face card combo does miss. But oh, look at the yin yang effect. But Kami Levi in the back line, able to get those electrifying beats onto Jolene as he will fall for this fight. Oh, but Sky Guy actually getting caught up, but for that airstrike actually going to come in and snuff out that fight. And it looks like they're trying to convert this to the mid lane. Harry actually not having the wave clear, nor the tankiness to actually prevent this from happening. Oh, but the electrifying beats going on to Harry, and he's going to fall as well. Kami Levi dropping two people so far, but the flicker from after, he's gonna miss the I am offended. Kami Levi getting out of there with the rhythm of joy, and the yin yang effect actually not being enough damage to drop Sky Guy right now. He is going to stop. Oh, but he does fall. Oh my, you going to try and get out with the birds of birds, and the twin shields from Blaze Boss is going to try and chase them as that fight finally does get snuffed out. Wow.
This is what I was saying. Without the Ruby in the team fight for Xenagogue, they will almost always lose that team fight. But as soon as Ruby came in, we saw that they were able to hold their ground for a bit, and he just turns them long enough for Jolene or either Toby or Glaze Bones to come in and deal a little bit of damage. And we have diversion here onto the bot lane.
Yeah, the diversion is actually going to get spotted out as Jolene does walk out of that bush. But Panda here, being sneaky as usual, Harindo actually does not have the tankiness to go check those bushes with confidence. And Toby, he might just be getting ganked here as the turtle is spawning on the bot lane. After Lightning actually not able to come in, but he actually does flicker out at the sight of that joy using the rhythms of joy. And Toby might have to forfeit this tower here as the diversion is up again, and they might try and reposition for this fight.
They're still in the torsion.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks like Glaze Bones is actually going to secure this turtle. The fist break actually comes in from Panda, but it catches onto no one. But the Rhythms of Joy
Oh my
actually in the
God.
back line, and it's going to be Toby that has to flicker out of the air. Jolene trying to get his best with the yin and yang, but look at the stun coming in from after Lightning. That is going to get Sky Guy out of there.
it's quite obvious. I don't think I even have to repeat all the things that I've said, because everything I said is just it's just happening. Without Ruby in the team fights, they will almost always lose, and they were able to steal away the turtle and keep the gold lead just to a 2k gold lead. So I'm pretty sure right now. Oh, we have further strike coming in from Omayun, but he was not able to steal that blue buff. Glazed Bonds was able to retreat that away. But yeah, we have an engage here on after Lightning Panda. And Boye?
Oh, Panda trying to get him. Oh boy. Oh yeah, the Panda trying to get him, but after Lightning will escape that engage. But if you pay attention in the mid lane, that would not turn into a fight. Yeah, I just have to agree with you. Right now, the draft of Xenagogue, like I did say in the beginning, it's going to be pretty hard for them to execute this. Harin right now on an 0 for 0 KDA. The only solace is that Toby, their marksman, has not died yet, and he's still gonna be able to do some decent amount of damage. If you actually pay attention to the gold, he hits on a 5k, but that the further ice track is going to go on to after lightning. He will use his skill too, but oh, after
Oh
the
my
electrifying
god.
beat in the back line. Oh, but it's a
Oh,
shutdown. Turn up our memories. Plus that damage from Harin to secure that kill onto Camille Levi. And it looks like this is a pause.
Okay. The, that was just a prediction coming in from Camiliva. You know, he saw the notification of the odds and he probably figured out they were going to come out from that particular brush, and he just went in there. That was very daring. He knew that only Ruby was the one that had the CC, to stun him, or probably Toby with his S2, but that wouldn't be enough. So he went in there and he was able to shut down one person, but Toby was able to get him with the torn apart memories. Concerning what I've been saying about both drafts, what do you think, Davis?
yeah. Really, I I am surprised by the approach taken by Shinigami here. We can see, especially that time where they camped in that bush, they were quite patient, very patient, actually prowling like actual predators. They stayed in that bush for a hot minute, and waited and waited and waited for Harin until he was exposed, and then they went in for that kill. That was some patience, but I think at the end they were rewarded. But despite all that, somehow, Xenagogue are still managing to keep that gold lead at a minimum. It's barely a 1.7k gold lead, and if you look at the kills disparity, they actually have five more compared to Xenagogue. So initially, or just at first glance, it might look like Shinigami have the upper hand in the game, but I don't think they should let that get into their head. We know how Xenagogue usually play. We know how much they love to come back into games that are supposedly out of their reach. So I would say they still need to be very, very careful. Tread the needle as much as they can to ensure that they get this win. But after Lightning doing his best to keep things under control, and also the marksman Toby also doing his best to make sure that he doesn't lose as much. And I think that's another pause request coming in from Xenagogue, the second one. So both teams now have used their two allocated pauses, though they still get one each according to our discretion. If we see that they are still having connectivity issues, we are obliged to grant that. But yeah, so far, Stu, um, what do you think? Do you think Synagogue will one way or another, because you are the only one who doesn't have that caster curse among all of us right now. So I believe it's safe to get your opinion on how the game is going to turn out. Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think Shinigami will just, double down, put their foot down harder, and spiral this game, take it all the way to the end? Or do you think Synagogue will once again come back from another adversity as they have done so many other times?
Well, you have to acknowledge the fact that our current standings, it is just still a 1.7k gold lead. As the game progresses, Matilda actually does get when she gets those CD reduction items, she gets the Flask of the Oasis, she gets maybe Oracle to increase her shield. She becomes more resilient and able to enter those bushes, tank those first brushes of damage before she uses their guidance Lightning win to get out. As the game progresses, you will see more and more less laning and more full 5-man fights. And after Lightning would be able to participate a lot more.
Yeah,
And you have to acknowledge that it's also just Harin that is having 4 of the 7 deaths that are currently in Shinigami's favor. So, despite the fact that the kill score is tilting on one place, the cause that is Toby and Jolene, even though Jolene has dropped twice, are
yeah,
still alive, well, and farming. But at the same time, as the game progresses, the draft of Shinigami still gets better. Like one is a late game hero. We still
yeah,
have Uranus, who is a late game hero. Once he gets those items, it's gonna be tougher to kill. You still have that feathered airstrike from Fasa with even lower cooldowns, and it's just going to be tougher and tougher for the side of Xenagogue to cope with this. But it's still just going to fall down to execution. But now we see them taking the Lord. I want to hear your thoughts about this, Emmy.
I don't think Xenagogue is going to contest this Lord. We have. All right. He's just going to scan, and he rolled back out again. Uh, if Xenagogue is given enough time with their front to back execution, uh, just like you said, after a few items on the side of Aaron, he would be able to be more resilient, and then after Lightning, would definitely be more tanky and have a lot more CC coming in from him because the cooldown reductions would have set in by then. I'm pretty sure they are going to have an issue unless they got caught out by Panda, with the freeze break, free squad coming in from Panda, or Oh My Uni is able to break up their lineup, able to scatter them with the feathered airstrike. That is the only issue that I'm going to see coming in from Xenagogue's draft. One sure is going to be dealing a lot of damage, but they have people that can bust her down. There's Brody and then Jolene. We have a fight here in the bot lane.
Yeah, looks like the feathered extract is actually going to catch on to Jolene, but he will leave this. But looks like in the top lane, Kami Levi actually is going to drop Harin. The Lord is yet to break those holy shields, but it looks like those holy shields will actually help them. Oh, but the fist back combo coming in from Panda
Oh,
to catch on
see
to
what I'm
after
saying?
lightning, but Iron Boy does not actually get that crossbow of Tang unlocked. And he does
That
drop
that
there.
That is what I'm saying. He was able to go in, confidently, but immediately Ruby came in with the CC. She was stunned there, and Brody was able to, to just to tap her because she's very squishy and she needs space to do all of that. But she can't do all of that right in Ruby's front, and even the Uranos too cannot do that when it comes to a certain game in the game because the CC that is going to be coming in from Ruby alone is going to be a lot. But it's as crucial as as the damage dealer right now because if Ruby is taken down the effectiveness of the front to back is completely gone. So I don't know how they're going to work out this. Maybe Shinigami will have to target after Lightning first, try to take him out, and we just have everybody here, staying in the bushes. Panda, checking bushes, and we have glazed bonds there just rolling around the bottom side of the map, trying to clear the wave that Sky Guy is pushing. Just basic wave management coming in from these two teams, waiting on the Lord, and the Lord is going to be spawning in the next 16 seconds. But yeah, what do you guys think is going to happen in the next team fight? Because really, this is slow right now. You can tell that this is the calm before the storm.
yeah, definitely. I actually feel a storm brewing outside my window right now. And I think it's the effects from the Land of Dawn actually transcending the phone screen and coming into the corporal realm which we reside. But yes, I would definitely love to see a storm, and the storm is coming from those electrifying beats to the backline done
Ooh.
by Levine, and then that feather there strike, the fist break, fist crack combo trying to lock down. And we see that turn apart memory. What Harin actually gets a kill on Tokamileva at the back lane. Why? Toby secures that kill onto Panda. We see Sky Guy trying to run for his life, but he's being locked down by the CC provided. But I am offended by Ruby, and then Glazed Bones with the anti-heal and with the shield unity, and that total poisons just to get Sky Guy low enough to be taken down. And that is a 3 for nothing trade and a prospective freeload for Xenagogue. I think my jinx is over because this was basically what I was saying. I said Shinigami have to be careful in their engages and they have to be cautious, not throw caution to the wind because they think they are winning because their win was just a facade. And Xenagogue rightfully have turned all that around. And we actually seen them taking that approach of the bush that Shinigami are very well known to do and trying to lock down now at Boye, but I guess they don't have enough firepower to do that and they disengage. So with this lot going crashing into the second, the tier 2 on the top lanes to you, what are you thinking?
I think that there's a fight popping up and the feathered airstrike is actually going to go on to Glaze Bombs in the backline, but the crossbow of Tang activated with the Inspire, but he's not going to be able to deal enough damage. But looks like the shutdown coming in from Kun with that yin yang effect as Sky Guy being called out. He's the only one there, and the I am offended is going to land onto him, and the killing spree for Toby. Cammy Levi actually not there. The fifth break does not land. The fifth break gets cut off by that Don't Run Wolf King from After Lightning. It's a mega kill for Toby. He is focusing on the bait. Now Boy trying his best using the Swallow Spot to actually try and unlock his ult, but no, he does not get it, and he gets that kill onto Glaze Bonds. They tried too hard to force this ending, but after Lightning actually getting caught up, he's going to get him in the breathers of joy. He tries his best to but I am offended no, he gets a kill onto that boy, and he sent back to the fountain. Oh, what a better airstrike coming onto Toby just now, and they will snuff out these fights.
As we can see in the last two fights, fights that happened, immediately Xenagogue engaged. Fasa was able to break down their lineup and able to separate them into two. And Ruby and I think Toby went to the back line to take care of Camille Levi, while the others were at the back and just trying to win the team fight against the other people that were at the front line, and they were able to actually do that. And just like I said, Ruby, after Lightning, to be precise, is the backbone of this entire lineup. Without him, they really can't do anything. We can see the CC coming in from him. The Uranus is not able to use his skills well. The 1-1 is not able to use his skill well. Even Levi too is not able to use his skill well. And we have Panda, going in with his S2, but he got CC'd immediately. He got to the front, and just like I said, they need to find a way around the Ruby. I don't know how they are going to do it, but that is the only answer to them winning this particular team fight. Because if they cannot find a way around that, look at the damage coming in from Jolene. The damage coming in from Jolene and Toby is not something to be scoffed about. And we have a gank up top onto Camille Levi. He's trying to run.
He's actually going to go to Camille Levi. He gets hit by the twin shield. The electrifying beats will not save him. The essential guiding wind. But he will survive that fight as Toby starts this lord for the side of Xenagogue.
And Shinigami cannot even go for this Lord fight because they do not have the firepower. We have Camiliva here. I don't understand what he's trying to do, and he's shut down. No. I don't know what he's thinking. You just got into the late game. We can see that Ruby is the main issue here. We have diversion into the mid lane.
Yeah, diversion play into the bush, but Omayun will snuff that out. And it looks like he gets the fish back onto Jolene, but the damage doesn't come in from Nile Boy. Nile Boy trying his best. He has unlocked the crossbow of Tango to After Lightning, but After Lightning will quickly leave the fight to not let it be procced. Sky Guy trying his best to stake this damage by this tax of radiance, but looks like Glaze Bonds just one hit away from the crossbow of Tang. The after I am offended catching on to him, and he will drop his monster kill for Toby. The crossbow, the feather airstrike will land. And it looks like this is GG and game one for Xenagogue. I actually got way too excited in that fight.
And as we can see, Shinigami did not have a single answer to the Ruby. Like I said, Ruby was the backbone of that old, that old lineup from the back to the front. Sorry, from the front to the back, kind of team
Yeah,
fight composed lineup, and they were able to, just like you said, the Aaron was able to, be way more effective later on in the game with the flask of Oasis coming in, and then the Oracle, and then Athena Shield to counter the constant barrage of airstrikes coming in from the Fasa. And Camille Levi was doing quite well from the early game, but immediately started getting into the late game where the Ruby started, having way more CC coming in from R. He was not able to do anything again, and he sealed his fate with that mid lane engage that he thought he just thought you could just walk in and just try to take down Jolene or something, but he was responded with a CC right up in his face, and he was shot down, and Xenagogue were able to push way back into the turret and take game one.
yeah.
Davis, what do you think?
I mean, I need someone to clip that now out boy. See that was a colossal failure. I need someone to clip that. We did say a storm was brewing, and we know that after lightning comes thunder. And I believe we saw some thunder right there. That strike was absolutely beautiful. The outplay was unimaginable, and somehow, some way, they made it happen. I don't know if we call this a reverse jinx. So I did say that Shinigami were supposed to be careful, and immediately I said that they just took caution to the wind and decided to also throw the advantage with it. And Xenagogue, we know that once you give them just a feat, they will definitely take more than a mile. We gave them a little allowance. Shinigami gave them a little allowance, and they completely overthrew them and took the game back immediately. As soon as they got that opportunity, they capitalized and they got the game back. That is some masterful play from Synagogue. Though initially Levi was doing his best, Sky Guy was doing his best, but as soon as he became more team fight oriented instead of the laning phase, we saw Synagogue coming back to life, especially with After Lightning joining that comp and making sure to lock down that 1-1. So now Boye needs to be a bit more cautious while on his marksman. Like I said, we had not seen him on that 1-1. So maybe he was having some jitters and somehow, some way he got caught up in all of the events surrounding him and he eventually fell twice. I think that eventually led to a loss. Also, with Kamileva's overzealous play on that lord, I think he was trying to go for some outplay, but he needs to remember that he is not after lightning. He's just Kamilevi, and he was put into play in his place by Xenagogue, and they were not allowed to get any form of outplay whatsoever. So it's interesting that just after game one, we're seeing some roster changes. Still, what are you thinking as Gokim's big bro and Itachi actually comes in for Sky Guy and Umayun?
I believe we might be seeing Kami Levi flexing another role today in this game, as he would maybe be taking the XP lane. Or that would go to Good Kim's big bro because they have taken out the players that do take those roles. But it's kind of interesting to see. Maybe it was not just oh my lagging this time, and it was also Sky Guy having his nets bringing him back down to earth. But what do you think about this next game, Emmy? Are you expecting Brody Meta here, where we would see a Brody ban coming from the side of Xenagogue?
Uh, it's not really an issue because if they pick Brody, you can just respond with the Clint or something. But I don't know personally. I don't know what Boye was thinking when he picked the 1-1 into the Brody, and then I think they already picked the Louis before he picked the 1-1 too. So I don't really understand what's going on. I don't know. Probably he was too excited or something, or was trying to prove something. But as a fellow player, it usually happens. Whenever you're in the drafting phase, you just get lost and you start seeing things that are not there. Maybe it just felt like, oh, there's a ruby that I can be using, and uh a backside that can be using to proc my ults. But that definitely was not the case because he was the one getting ulted. With that, I am offended coming in from after lightning, and he was getting shot down in a matter of like 0.9 seconds. Like he was getting so shot down so fast that it was scary. He didn't even understand what was going on. But yeah, we have a bit of a roster change here coming in from Shinigami, and I usually say these to, start with your main lineup. I don't know, probably because people were lagging or something, but two people lagging. I'm not sure. So we have a Brody band, just like Stu said, coming in from Xenagogue. They do not want to give that out to Shinigami. They don't want to give that out to Boye because Boye performs well on a Brody. And we have an Irithel. What is these drafts are just weird. Like, what do you guys think? I'm disappointed. What do you guys?
Uh, I don't know what is spurring your disappointment. I mean, they've just started the draft. I mean, so at least give them some some
Irithel
leeway
pick
before.
is weird. Cecilion is right open. I mean, just look at
uh,
that. Kalia is open. Zoshin
I
is open, and
mean,
you are picking a fucking Irithel. What's wrong with you?
um, I mean, I think they are taking initiative from the last game. They don't want to see Na Boye on that 1-1 anymore. So they are opting to get him his comfort picks right off the bat, I guess. So yeah, that is the only thing that they can go for at that point. So they seed the Sicilian and the Kalia pick over to Xenagogue. And I'm seeing Levi on this uh Panda pick. While Panda is not on the Panda pick, he's on the Matilda pick, which is interesting. I believe, I don't know, I wonder why he is still opting for the Panda pick at this point. I don't think he is much of a meta hero right now. This Akai is not something that we see often. So I don't know why he's opting for it. I don't know what they have planned, but I guess we'll see in the execution. After Lightning, once again, on that Uranus, we know how much he has been spread over the last couple of matches, and he's looking like he wants to be spread much more in this game. So let's see what he can do on that hero pick. But they opt for the Kimi ban and the carry ban, which is interesting. I thought, oh, right. So since they have their marksman picked already, they decided to ban that carry to make sure that Levi is a bit more comfortable on that Akai pick. So what are you thinking, Stu? Now that the first half of the drafts are done, who do you think has a better draft, factoring comfort and then the likable plays from probable plays from both sides?
Right now, just looking at the draft, that Akai pick, I don't really have any problems with it. He does have a long range dash. He does have the heavy spin, which deals like a long duration of crowd control. It can
Okay.
disrupt fights. It can be used during the secure of the Lord. He might not be meta, but he's still a good hero regardless.
Okay.
Right now, we are seeing kind of a, I would say this is a good combo, and that is the Kalia and Sicilian. Primarily because the Kalia does kind of scale off in the late game, and the Sicilian does scale up in the late game. So it is like this role mid duo would be covering for themselves. But I'm not really sure how I feel about this Panda pick when there is a Uranus pick that comes right after.
Yeah.
It's just difficult to see them busting down this hero from the side of Xenagogue. And yes, the CC does would contain him a bit, but definitely not a solution. And yeah, it will depend on those heavy spins to lock after lining down for long enough for the entire team, because you can't just say Irito will handle it. It has to be the entire team to compound their skills and eliminate that one hero. But what are you thinking about this draft, Emmy?
Like to point out the fact that the last time that Boye was on Irithel, he did not perform well at all. So I don't know. Probably, I'm no, no,
uh,
no, I'm still on that first
yeah,
pick. That
Boye,
Irithel first pick. You know,
Boye really having that
yeah,
track record right now.
yeah. The last time I don't know. Probably he needs to widen his Hero pool or something. There's Arit there. Clint was open. I don't know why people are neglecting a lot of picks because yeah, I don't know. Probably they have a certain pattern. Cecilion was open. What's the name? Kalia.
Kalia,
Kalia was
Ikalia,
also
yeah.
open, and now they saw the Uranus. Yeah, you guys saw last game that the only reason why the Uranus was not effective was because the Ruby was there.
Ruby,
They don't
yeah,
have anybody that can lock down the Uranus like Steve said, and even for Levi to get Uranus in his in a kind of sports that would be completely CC'd is very rare. You understand? And it will take the
yeah.
whole team to take him down. So on this particular draft, I am going 100% with Xenago, and we're having a invade here.
Yeah, it
Xenago.
looks like there's going to be a raid, and Harin will flicker out of
Oh,
that range so he does not get the damage. But look at this showing the shadows from Glaze Bonds are going to be used up here. I don't really know why he decided to dive in, but that fight will snap out as the Sanguine Claws catches onto Itachi. But yeah, I do have to agree with you that it is going to be difficult for the side of Shinigami to pull this off, and it's actually even more surprising how early that Akai pick came in, because it's not just picking him, it's picking him within your first three hero picks. But what are you
Yeah.
thinking about this? Yeah, I mean, sorry, Davis.
yeah. I guess I'll have to agree with you on that. But once again, pointing out that Akai pick, right off the bat, we see that invade that came out from Xenagogue, and I believe Glazed Bones actually managed to secure that bear creep. So he is having a level lead right now over Kamileva, who has to go down to the Beetle creep to ensure that he gets that level 4 for the total. But we actually see the Quad Shadow being used here by Glazed Bones. I don't think he exactly forced out that flicker on Itachi, but I think it was just he just wanted to poke and probe a little. He actually opts to go for his blue. I think just to get that extra experience and that extra level lead over Levi before the total starts. And after Lightning actually having to use that constellation and the cutting call actually to hold Harin and Jolene together, and Levi already investing that heavy spin even before it's
Wow.
time for the Lord. That Kalia ult used by the I am you, but somehow Glazebone secures that and Harin getting that first blood after Lightning and Julian chasing down Levi, the panda who is supposed to be a pacifist, but they show no mercy to the panda. I don't know why they'll kill something so helpless, but one way or another they take that down. While uh Sky Guy, oh, that's sorry. That's I'm so used to Sky Guy being on the XP lane. That's Gokim's big bro. Actually getting molested and brutalized under his own turret. He's at home and he's having kidnappers come and meet him. What are you thinking, Emmy?
The only scenario where I see Shinigami winning this game is if they are able to end under 12 minutes. Just look at what Uranus is doing to CC under the turret. And then they have the Cecilion. The longer the Shinigami drags this out, the less their chances of winning. Because Cecilion gets more deadly as the fight progresses on. We have quite here coming in from Blaze Bonds, but he is not able to take down Itachi, and he shadows out back again. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't see Shinigami winning this fight at all. I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I'm just not comfortable with this draft. Followed with the pick coming in from Itachi, the Valentina. I mean, he was able to steal Kalia's ult and CC Glazed Bonds, but Glazed Bonds was still able to win the retry fight against Camille Levi.
Yeah,
And then I don't know what happened with Camille Levi, the way he used his spinning,
heavy
what
spin.
was the name of
Yeah, the
that?
heavy spin.
Heavy spin. The heavy
Yeah.
spin that early before the turtle fight even, got started. And we have a gank up here
Oh my
on Gu
God.
Kim's bro. But he escapes with a sliver of HP. Oh my god.
Oh, look after
Oh,
lightning
that's some
taunting
taunt right
there.
there.
It's taunting.
Oh,
It's like, what are you gonna do to me? He
oh
has those
man.
stacks of radiance, and he just doesn't care. But yeah, after the after, came. Kami Levi actually burning, but looks at the circling eagle is going to go
Oh,
onto, but they
oh,
will
oh, oh,
disengage.
oh,
That
oh.
Glaze Bonds coming in with the shadow Q,
Oh.
secure that Q. But look at after lightning in the background, Kami Levi having to use the heavy spin to try and break this out, but the oh, looks like Harin got his tsunami slam
How
used
is
on
this guy
him,
alive?
and he
How's he
used
alive?
it back to escape that situation.
No
He
way.
was like, I am you, literally. But what do you think about that fight, Emmy?
This
No
better
way.
not be a sweep because oh my god. Just like
I
I
know,
said,
right?
I do not
I know,
see
right?
Shinigami. I do not see Shinigami winning any team fight at all. They don't have. Just look at Uranus. Look at the
Oh,
thoughts coming in from him earlier. I was just able to just spam that recall because he knew for. Oh wow, we have a fight early in the bot lane.
Yeah, it looks
yeah.
like
And
the double shots would actually get this kill. Also,
Yeah.
but
I think.
no, Harin coming in here. He doesn't quite commit the tsunami slam, but he used the title tracker. The tsunami slam comes in, and the sanguine claws
just
plus
look at
the
that.
double shot from Toby will drop him here. Itachi actually being very vulnerable in the mid lane. I don't know why he's actually not retreating here, but he will survive that quad shadow. But oh, the
No, he
flicker
won't.
coming in from
No,
Toby
he
in the
won't.
background, and it's a killing
No, he
spree.
won't.
I mean, if I go to try here with the heavy spinner, it's going to push Toby into that
Oh.
tower, and it is going to be a shot down from actually that boy coming
Toby
in
should
to
have
steal the
he,
glory.
he should have left the same way he came
Oh.
in. Oh.
Oh, but the fight's not over yet. Panda actually trying here with the circling eagle, but the sanguine
Oh
claws is
my
going to get him, and
god.
it's a double kill for Jolene. Right now, after lightning
Oh.
taunting here, the quad shadow actually not going to land on any of the side of Shinigami,
I
and it's
I
going
I
to be Xenagogue.
I think
Yeah,
it's quite obvious that Shinigami needs they need a coach to be drafting for them. Probably I would have said they should come and hire me so I can draft better for them. But again, it's RNK and everybody knows I have a long time beef with eternal beef with RNK. Right now I wouldn't say I'm happy to see their inevitable downfall,
The
but
downfall.
but yeah, it's nice to see this because I don't know. I said it the first time. Just look at Bui. I mean, it's not really bad right now. It's on a 110 KDA, but still, what's the? Oh, we have heavy
Oh,
those
spin.
that
heavy
heavy
spins coming
spin.
in. Jolene going to catch her. That is a shot down for Itachi here. And the second eagle is actually going to be used to disengage as Harin is the one that will be set low. But after lightning trying his luck here with the radiant stacks to tank this damage, but he will get out of here as this fight snuffs out.
Yeah, that's the only hope they have of winning anything fight. The heavy spin coming in from Camille Levi, but look at that, 4 people on after lightning, and they are still not able to take him down. And we're just 8 minutes into the game. And like I said, if Shinigami does not find a way to perform some kind of voodoo magic or abracadabra, some shit, and end this game before 12 minutes, they are definitely 100%. Unless Xenagogue makes some kind of stupid mistake, and I don't think I've ever really seen any kind of gameplay coming in like that from them. I think the people that we know for mistakes are El Cartel. They always do that. But
And Shinigami,
this is
which they did
Xenagogue.
last match.
Yeah.
So
we have
Oh, the quad shadow going to call him, but he's going to
quad
get
shadow.
caught in by his own teammates' ult. The sanguine claws does not salvage this, and this is why we see that Valentina pick. I do not know what Harin just did here. He did miss that title strike. Okay, he did not burn that flicker because it did look like that to me. But yeah, this is why we see that Valentina pick. It was specifically an answer to Glaze Bonds on his Hayabusa. But I'm not really sure it was what the should I say the sacrifice from what they are losing out here with that Valentina in the mid lane. But what do you think about this, Emmy?
We have a 4,000 probably a six rather wow a 5,000 gold lead coming in from Xenagogue on Shinigami right now, and it's just 9 minutes into the game. The Clint is starting to hurt a lot. The Cecilion is starting to hurt a lot, and then we have Ayabusa just coming in with Squash Shadow and taking out anybody in range. Oh, we have an engager on Camille Levi.
Yeah, it looks like an engager. The Tsunami Slam is going to go into Camille Levi, but he does purify that with the heavy spin.
Now
And Harin will recall.
they don't have that huge resource for the Lord. I'm pretty sure Xenagogue is going to start the Lord now. We have Glazebone shadowing in. He went out back, and Shinigami are taking the right, are making the right call and falling back because they know they cannot fight for this Lord. And we have the Lord taken by Xenagogue, and this is 10 minutes into the game. I mean, at this point, I'm a prophet. You just can't, you can't be drafting like this. I don't know why they drafted like this. What was in their head? You saw a Uranus. Your EXP was not chosen yet. Just choose someone that can lock down the Uranus for a bit of time. And Uranus is just
Yeah,
here, just chilling, taking four people from Shinigami's side, and they are still not able to do anything to him.
yeah.
We have a tsunami stab here. Oh no, never mind. And we have Boye just walking around with his crossbow, doing nothing. Just look at him. Oh my god.
uh, yeah, I mean, with the Lord crashing down, this mid inhibitor is actually looking quite dire for Shinigami, but we see an overextension by Glazed Bonds on that Hayabusa, but the Tsunami Strike actually being invested onto Gokim's Big Bro, and that heavy spin to isolate after lightning under that tower, while Jolene actually takes down Itachi. There's finally a kill onto Uranus. So even though he has been taking five people's penetration at once, his elastic limit has been exceeded, and he was actually brought down at that point. So it's a bit of an overextension right now. I guess he got a bit overzealous, a bit
I,
too greedy.
I think
Uh,
I think we can all agree that Glazed Bonds at this point is a paid actor. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure it
Glazed
was a spy
Bones.
that
Yeah.
was sent into Xenagogue to go and cause problem for, because he has done this twice now. I don't know what's wrong with him. Why he's going in when he knows his teammates are not around and he's not able to finish off people. But he might just sell this game for Xenagogue, and I don't know what's going on. Probably after this match, Raiden needs to vet this guy. They need to ask him some questions. Connect him to a truth machine or something and try to figure out what's going on in his head. Because
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
understand. What was that? He's trying to sell this game right now. I mean, I'm here to see. Oh.
Ooh, but the
Oh,
tsunami
look
stand
at
is
that
going to go in plus the
lockdown.
sanguine claws and those double shot barrels from Toby right now. Any hero that they catch from the
Go
side of
Colette.
Shinigami would get busted
Go
down
Colette.
straight up by the side of Xenagog.
And I think
Mad.
before Glaze Bones, engages in any kind of ninja whatever that he wants to do, he needs to make sure that the Valentina is not having the ult of the Kalia. Because immediately he goes in, the Valentina can just ult him, and then that's why they were able to shut him down. The bot lane, I was not really able to see what happened there, but it was also shut down too. And we have after lighting there, just he has turned Levi's jungle to his own. Just look at that. He's the one taking the creeps, and Levi is just there with his found fat round belly, just walking around, absolutely able
Uh,
to do nothing, just like I predicted. And we are this is the 13 marker into the game, and as a matter of fact, I don't see any kind of hope for Shinigami right now, apart from Glaze Bones, the paid actor on Xenago's side, trying to throw the game. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, he's coming
yeah,
for the Lord too.
yeah, you did mention Mlbb having those big bellies, so he has probably been overfed all his life, and now he's a bit too heavy to be carried by both himself and his teammates. But it's actually looking quite good with that cut shadow, and then the shadow kill being invested into the backline, but it's just to poke and get the members of Shinigami to go back to their fountain and get a bit of healing. But yeah, it's like you said, this evening I don't think the bonds of glazed bonds are going to be glazed. He has been quite
Oh,
mediocre on
mm-hmm.
this
Less than
less than
mediocre,
mediocre
please.
on this Hayabusa. There is no reminiscence of that joy pick and the lethality we saw the last time he was on it. But with this blood actually crashing into straight into the base and the heavy spin actually being
Oh,
invested, but we see that Tsunami
never
Slam
mind.
taking him to the back and Glazed
Oh,
Bones getting that execution with the quad shadow and Toby
mm-hmm.
with the double shot. And we see the Bat Fest and the Bat Impact being impacted. We see that Tidal Strike and once again Glazed Bones getting that kill with the Shorinken and with also the basic attacks from
Ready.
Toby, that's actually the base taken down and a second victory for Xenagogue. right in front of our eyes. It's looking like this is going to be a clean sweep, man. I know only a few people predicted that. We're hoping for a long, drawn out game so that we can actually enjoy that violence, enjoy it to the fullest, at least until to last us until the next tournament. But with the way Xenagogue are running through these fraudsters, I don't know still. It's looking like we're going to go to bed early.
Yeah, I think we do have to give more credit to that heavy spin coming in from Camille Levi, because he was able to turn situations that would have been otherwise not in their favor to their favor. Like he even caught on to four of them. But that tsunami slang coming in from Harin just cancelled out any benefits that he could give his team because it just takes him into the side of the enemies, and then like you don't want to be pulled away when you're using the heavy spin. But yeah, GG's to both teams. I believe like this draft coming from Shinigami was widely unexpected and not the kind of draft that they have been playing with in previous tournaments. Some people might call this mental pressure because you do see it happens when you're playing a game and you're winning, and then you suddenly get this reverse sweep loss from the momentum you had in the early game. It breaks some teams, but it's gonna be up to the side of Shinigami to pull themselves out of that rut and actually draft a much better game for this game tree. So we might see an extended series this time and give ourselves and the audience the violence that we deserve. But what do you think we might be seeing going into this game tree, Emmy?
Uh, Personally, if Xenagogue is able to sweep Shinigami, a 3-0 sweep, I think we would see a few people from the group. I don't know, probably you guys can just contribute a little bit, and we can hire a therapist, because the Shinigami team players are going to be devastated, and they're going to be broken down mentally and physically. I don't know how that is going to happen, but yeah, uh they need to get their head out of their butts and actually perform. And personally, I have a personal vendetta against RNK, but I know for a fact that Shinigami team, they are strong and they are good. But I don't even know what is going on here, who is drafting for them, or probably they don't have a definite leader and everybody is just doing whatever they want, or too many ideas coming in from too many teammates is making them draft rubbish. I'll say it again. I don't care what anyone else says. That Irritel first pick was absolute trash, absolute rubbish. And Boye was, I mean, he was literally gifted that MVP by the rubbish coming in from Glazed Bones. Uh, and like I said, they didn't have an answer for the Uranus. We can all agree it was after Lightning raiding that started this Uranus of a thing spamming, and every other team picked it up. And then you guys should see that he picked it when he knew for a fact that, oh, there would not be a
Yeah,
definite CC that would stop him. He
all
even said it in the group.
conditions.
There are conditions to it. You don't just
Yeah.
blindly lock some things. The irrital, there are conditions to it. You don't just blindly lock irrital. I don't. But yeah, we're getting into the third game now. We don't know if it's going to be a clean sweep or not, or if Shinigami is going to come back and they are going to reverse
Time to go
sweep
to the
Xenagogue.
animation.
That is going to be a story of a lifetime. But yeah, we have the Lilia ban coming in from Xenagogue. I don't know, probably there's a very good Lilia player on the side of
I will
Shinigami.
love a night
But
of
we
everlasting.
have Gukim's bro subbed out, and we have Sky Guy coming back in. Probably he has fixed his network. I don't know if he was having network issues before. But you have the Cecilian band coming in from Shinigami, and hmm, anyways, we are into the draft right now. We have Fasa,
Payback is
a
there.
Fasa band coming in from Xenagogue. Hmm. What do you guys think of this band?
Pain
Mm,
is the
um,
proof that I'm
Before we talk
still
about the bans,
alive.
we actually want to point out that Sky Guy is actually coming back into the roster, and Gokim's big bro has been subbed off, so he's probably the little bro and not actually the big bro. But Yeah, I think this is the optimal Shinigami lineup that came back from I think their initial loss against if I recall correctly, that was Dark Stars to win the game. So we should see more coming out of this team.
Oh.
So while Xenagogue actually get that badang, we see Itachi once again on that Kimi, while Panda getting that Gatot Kacha pick. So far it's looking like Shinigami are taking a different tune to this game. Yeah, actually, they're actually coming back. They're actually coming back into the game to get something out of it. So hopefully, I really don't want to go to bed early because I think I will also be having I'll also be having nightmares, just as I believe that Shinigami will also be having nightmares if they lose this match to Synagogue in a sweep. So yeah, to be going for that backshot pick, and we see Jolene debuting. That's a Xavier debut, I believe. I don't think I've seen anyone pick up that Xavier, and I am all for it. Whoever knows me knows that I'm a Xavier Glazer. I believe Xavier is the best mage that
I see
Moonstone
lots
has
of
ever come up
gray.
with, and the best mage that they will ever come up with in the nearest future and in the future beyond and beyond that. But Camille going for that Roger pick. It's really looking like they are turning up the tempo right now, Stu. I'm actually liking the changes I'm seeing on the side of Shinigami right now.
Yeah, right now you can see that they have their player back. One problem with subbing out key players due to problems like lag is that you just have this draft, should I say, concussion. Like you don't know, you're not comfortable with this pool of the sub player, and you're not very like familiar, so you just have to improvise. You might, and you don't really get so much time in these drafts, in these lobbies. Like you have to spend a couple of seconds. But right now we're seeing this carry pick coming in here for the side of Shinigami. They're actually opting for a lot of damage. You have the damage from Kimi, you have the damage from Roger, you do have the damage from Carry, and even Gato Kacha himself does deal like a decent amount of damage, especially to Maxwell. But it looks like we are gonna be
Your
seeing
team is picking.
an Odette gold
Oh,
lane
oh,
here together
Blaze
with a
Bond.
Lolita pick together with a Lolita pick to actually counter that Itachi on that Kimi. So this might be a very interesting match. Like, and this last pick might be that Lapu. No, it's actually going to be a Phoveus. Depending on which your Lapu will actually fare a lot better
I'm not
against
the only one
Glaze
bound
Bonds here.
by
But yeah,
these
it will be
chains.
Phoveus. He does have some knock up to cancel Glaze Bonds Swan Song. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty interesting game. We're seeing a couple of debut picks as well. I think this might
Yeah.
actually also be the first Roger game we're seeing. What do you think about this draft so far, Emmy?
Ah, actually, I would say no comments. Because if I was to start, I would just
You would
rant on
stop.
for too long. Exactly. So no comments on the drafts coming in from both teams. But yeah, it's quite obvious that Shinigami are finally woken up, and they have, we can see their draft is different. But the Kimi pick was countered by the Lolita pick. Though Lolita can only keep her shield on for so long, but it's quite effective if you have played against this particular matchup. But yeah, we're getting into the land of Dawn, and we're still going to get probably a pause request because I think someone is sitting in the base of Shinigami. We have Sky Guy just sitting
That is
there with
actually
that.
Sky Guy.
All
Yeah,
right.
you know what? I'll just pause right off the bat on my own discretion. So if they have any more issues, they would now be the one to request. I don't want this game to get off and then we have to pause. So since he is on moving, I'll just take that pause right now.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting off to kind of a rough start after the um should I say exhilarating dominance we saw in the previous game. We have Sky Guy coming back into the fray, but it looks like he has not sorted out his net issues, and we would be giving them a pause here. But yeah, I do. see that Lolita shield having to just be timed just right for that traction pulse coming in from Kimi, because I believe that traction pulse is the strongest skill in that Kimi's kit, because it's just so good at engaging, and it is long range with absolutely like zero kind of risk when you're shooting that out. But you imagine that being flipped on your team, like whoop, traction pulse, but you're the one getting pulled to the center here. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how they actually execute this draft, especially with that Camille Levi on that Roger being the optimal prime Reaper here. It's kind of funny that he is a Reaper and his team are the Dead Reapers. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this so far. And Emmy, we're gonna do our usual bet here. I do know that you have the Castor's Crime. Sorry, the Castor's Course, and I want to know who you think is gonna win the first Torso fight.
The first or two fights, I think. Let's see. If Roger is full HP before they get to the turtle fight, I think Shinigami is going to win the turtle fight because he can probably kite and bust down Toby enough to make them retreat and rethink the turtle fight. And we have another pause here coming in. Okay, this is kind of making the thing slow, but
Yeah.
it's match points at this point for Xenagogue, and we don't want Shinigami to feel like to have an excuse of why they lost the third match. But yeah, like I said, I think Shinigami will win the first two fights. But as the game as a whole, I think I would still go with Shinigami. I think I will still go with Shinigami because I like their drafts better, regardless of the Lolita pick. But what do you think, Davis?
Um, I think if we are not going to go to bed early, it's not because the games are interesting. It's because we have to pause for so long because of the network issues, but being plaguing the players of both teams, but especially Shinigami. Sky Guy actually coming back into the roster, trying to provide that extra utility and that extra comfort to the team. But so far, he's been more of a pain in the behind to keep things PG. So yeah, I really hope they can sort out their issues and yeah, looking at the picks like you guys were saying, yeah, for the first total, I don't necessarily think I can favor any team off the top of my head right now. But I do find that Odette pick in the gold lane interesting. We know how much of a glazed bones is on that Odette. I think that's the only girl that has ever loved him. So he is trying to give her some love in this match right now. So let's see how that pans out. It will be interesting to see who actually wins that match between Odette and Carrie. But so far, it looks like he's just going to sit under his turret all comfy, like a princess that he is. So what do you think, Stu? Let's go back to you. Do you think uh
Yeah, right now we are seeing that Sky Guy is back into the game here. Um, despite what popular opinion would be on this or that pick, I'm actually all for it. Just
okay?
because of how much damage that Odette deals with that swan song, she does have enough damage to be able to sustain this. I believe like there was a time that you and I actually played a scream. Can you remember that, Emmy, where I was on Odette and it was kind of like I absolutely say that you guys had to buy all the defense items that you had to buy, and like it was
Yeah,
absolutely
that was really
zero
annoying.
effect. Nothing you could do. The moment my swan song came on, like it was just bodies dropping left, right. So, yeah, I would like to see this or that actually perform in the way that I would, but it would depend on the execution on the side of Shinigami because they do have that AOG and the knockup from Sky Guy to cancel out that ult. So it should not be too hard to snuff that Swan Song out. You just hold Glaze Bonds by the throats and stop all the lyrics from coming out. But yeah, it looks like we are going to go into the first talk to Toby actually here, and he is going to Kami Levi going to use that wolf transformation, but bonked by Harry in here, and the Mystic Field plus the Infinity Shield. And it's actually
Oh,
Kami
Yup,
Levi that secures our
yup,
turtle. Looks like after lightning
yup.
is going to be called out in the backline, and he's going to fall. First blood to the side of Shinigami, but they are not done yet. Sky
I am a
Guy
prophet.
actually
I
coming
am a
in with the
prophet.
Inferno Pursuit and the smooth snuff out.
I am a prophet at this point. Still, I think we should have betted a bit of money on that. I would have just cashed in right now. But yeah, just like I said, if Roger was going in with as long as he's a good Roger player, as long as he's going in with full HP, he should be able to steal the turtle away from a Baxia. But yeah. I don't know what happened in that last team fight because I was more focused on the bet, on winning the bet, and I don't really know. But it's just but we have a 1K good lead, 1.2K good lead coming in from Shinigami right
The
now.
Swan Song, and he does
Ooh.
secure that kill. This is what I was saying about the damage. But the AOG is actually going to miss. The traction pulse does catch on to Harin, and they will snuff out that fight.
If Boye loses this to this particular or death matchup, he needs to leave the group after because I'm pretty sure Karma is
nah,
going to be coming for him.
his reputation is already in the gutters, man.
Yeah, but we just have a bit of everything is nothing too fancy, just a little bit of pokes here and there. But we have a bit of a gank, but they would decide to not go for it, retreating back to the mid lane. And we have a Scuffle here in the bot lane, but they will also disengage. And we have the turtle spawning in the next 12 seconds.
Oh, oh God, oh God, look, top, top,
Ooh, look at the top
top,
lane, and they
oh,
actually do.
Oh,
He does get that kill.
oh,
Oh, Great Bugs does secure it. The AOG is going to come out, but
wow.
is Toby actually going to
oh,
commit to this? He does get the skill. The steel ball's not going to be
Oh.
enough. Kim trying her best to actually secure this, but the traction pulse is going to be reflected back to her from that shield from Harin. This might just be an easy turtle for the side of Xenagogue,
Uh,
but
I don't know. We have both retries used by both junglers, so it can go anybody's way right now. But Shinigami decides to leave that turtle for Xenagogue, and Xenagogue right now are able to catch up in gold, and they have a little bit of a tiny gold lead right now, a 400 gold lead, and we are back to the slow pace of the game.
yeah, that was actually a very interesting fight on the top lane. We have Glazed Bones on this, Odette actually pushing her to the very limit, taking on two people at once and somehow coming out victorious, even with, well, it was with the help of his teammates, but he was able to stand his own ground even while solo against the carry. But this is glazed bones. I would not encourage or advocate for anyone to try this in their ranked games because the fact that he can pull this off is that he has four other people who actually understand his play and not four randoms that you can match up with. But we see that AOG actually being invested onto glazed bonds. Panda in no man's land. Waka will never come with that like and pounds from behind. He actually gets that kill on glazed bonds as well as on Jolene. While Toby comes with that shield unity and the turtle poisons. Is it going to be invested? No, not yet. Haring also going in, but Toby a bit overzealous and Kamileva is out for blood. Uses that like and pounds once again, but doesn't quite get that kill on Haring. But that is going to be a free top lane, a free lane for Shinigami. Uh just like that, they are back into the game. I think this is a bit of a reverse right now. In the first game, it was Shinigami taking the early game advantage and Xenagogue coming back. But right now, is Xenagogue losing that early advantage and Shinigami coming back? What do you think, Stu? How do you think this bodes for the game ahead?
Well, right now you can just see the steel bones coming in from Panda to just go toe to toe with Glaze Bonds while he was on that Swan Song. He was not able to
Yeah.
deal enough damage to kill him because of the lifesteal here. But oh, he's actually going to get an engage. The Mystic Field going to come in here and they will actually. But the
Oh, oh,
traction
oh, oh.
pulse reflected by Harry that it looks like he's going to use the Nominal Blast and the fist crack combo coming in from after lightning. He's not
My
able to survive
God.
that. Camille Levi coming in with that Q and the Inferno pursued onto Jolene here, and he will also drop. It's actually a double kill for Camille Levi as he secures that turtle. Level 11, 2 levels ahead of his counterpart, about to reach level 12. This is what happens when you actually put Toby in the jungle because he hasn't been clearing his farms as fast. I've been trying to actually say that earlier, but we never got a chance here. But damn, oh, looks like there will not be an extension here. Well, what do you think about that fight, Emmy?
Oh, yeah, I think they need to pay more attention to Lever on this Roger because the way he melted down after lifeline, with the way after lightning came in, with full HP, and the next thing I knew his HP was just gone, just from basic attacks in the human form coming in from Roger, and I think that is really underestimated by wow.
Slain.
And we have after lightning getting shot down here by Boye. Like I said, no comments on this particular draft that Xenagogue decided to go with. I don't know what was going on in their head, and we have an
Ooh, but
engager
looks
on
like the
Aaron.
steel bones actually going to get onto Harin, but that would be snuff out, and they would not be fighting here.
I, oh my god, I am left speechless because what do you guys think? What do you guys think, Davies?
Um, First of
Looks
all, I
like
would like to
he
say,
actually going to miss that unbreakable, and the Mystic Field is going to go on to Panda. But the Inferno pursuit, but the fist crack going to catch on the
Ooh.
Sky Guy, but he does flicker out there. That's the Swan Song once by the side of Gabon. They are going to compound onto the mid lane. Toby here trying to fly, but the AOG gonna catch onto two.
Luminum
He's
Blast.
going to use the unbreakable onto Glaze
Oh,
Bonds, but ooh, it's a shot down for Camille Levi as the Mystic, as the Dawning Light, and the damage that is actually going to be Panda falling here together with that damage coming in from Grace Bonds. They are trying to convert this to the Lord. They do not have a marksman who can shred this Lord so easily. Grace Bonds actually low on HP, but the Inferno Pursuit actually going on to after lightning here. And I think this might gonna be it's gonna be a hard one for them to actually get because Sky Guy trying his best to but oh look at it's
oh,
actually going to be the face crack on onto Nard Boy and he does retreat but Itachi actually caught out here. He is trying to escape, but Harin does not give him the chance. He burns his flicker.
Kyrie,
He uses the
Kyrie.
cyclone. And he actually
Oh,
misses ball coming by coming in here and he uses the Lycan pulse, but he's not able to get the AOG going to catch onto after lightning. He goes into his human form. Jolie not being able to he does get that triple kill. Is this gonna be a maniac? And this is the fist crack
nah.
combo onto Kamini by and
He
he actually
survived.
uses the wolf form to escape here.
Kyrie.
And actually, oh
Oh,
no, after lightning is going to drop as well. They are running helter skelter, but the roof is reaping the benefits as the side of the Shinigami Reapers win this fight and defend this lord.
I do not know what that the last 2 minutes was, but that was absolute violence, coming in from all angles. And we have after lightning getting a bit personal and chasing Camille Levi all the way up to the mid lane brush, and he was taken down and punished for that. Oh,
Ooh, but looks like
yeah.
the AOG is actually not going to get the Unbreakable. Is going to catch Jolene. He is not having the best of games here on the 045. The damage coming in from Wild Boy. This carry is online. They're going to have to find answers for them. They do not have a late game hero. They only have an Odette. They do not have the shred that they need. This is where the damage of the Swan Song is not just going to be enough, especially when it can be cancelled. But what do you think about that fight, Emmy?
just like you said, the they don't have the shred needed for the front line of Shinigami.
Ooh, but
Oh,
traction pulse onto Grace Boss. He activates the small storm and he's able
Oh,
to get that Itachi. He's gonna get the kill. The Inferno Pursuit actually not dealing any damage to Toby. Sky Guy gonna have to flicker out of there, but he gets caught out. The AOG coming out to Jolin in the
AOG.
backline and the Inferno Pursuit falls in, but he still falls. Sky Guy here. Grace Bonds getting taken out, but that's still Bones by Panda. But and Jolene's actually going to miss that Mystic
That
Field
though.
here, or rather the Dawning Light here, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a 1 for 2 trade in the
Blue team's
favor
turret has
of
been
Xenagogue.
destroyed.
there is this illusion that Odette brings to the map. When you see her HP low, you are there. Like, oh, she's almost dead, and then she just uses a swan song, and the damage coming in from that particular swan song is immense. Like you wouldn't expect. You just look at Kimi here getting shot out. Oh, we have an engage here in the mid lane.
It looks like it's going to be a fight, but that does snuff out.
All right. But yeah, the damage coming in from the Swan Song is really a lot. It's conditional and it can be cancelled and all that. But when it cannot be cancelled, it causes a lot of havoc for people in the immediate range of the Swan Song. Oh, mid lane.
Yeah,
In.
looks like there will be the Steel Bones, or rather the Unbreakable, will get cancelled out by Panda. They do know that the enemies are here in this bush, but it takes one engage. But he does miss that Steel Ball, but the Mystic Field going to be caught in. Panda is going to get caught, but Harin. And it looks like they're just feeling each other out right now. You're waiting for one person to pull the trigger. Xavier does get better as the late game goes on, but he has been getting caught by this AOG. But the traction pulse going to catch on, but flicker
Oh,
out of the air. And
that's
the
a
Glaze
very
Bonds
important resource.
actually weighing
That's a
here.
very
I think
important
another.
resource.
Yo, but still the Unbreakable gonna catch onto two here. The Infernal Pursuit gonna get onto After Lightning, and they look like the Mystic Field
Oh,
will get it. But the Dawning Light actually dealing so much damage. Boy, here his Rose Gold has been popped. Mystic Field again onto Sky Guy. And it's going to be a battle of attrition here because they are not fully committing side of Xenagogue. But the AOG only going to catch on to Harin. The Dawning Light is going to get put the Swan Song activated. And Camille Levi actually does run out of here. The Fist Break going to go and Traction Pulse
Oh,
pulls. And it's going to be After Lightning dropping to that damage from Carrie. They do get, oh, she tries her best to actually kill Harry in here, but he is the one that will fall. But
oh.
all the Dawning Lights, they're not being able to activate, as they would claim 3 members of Xenagogue as well as the Lord.
this is violence at its peak. Team fights all around the map, in the back, in the front, in the middle, and Shinigami was able to come up on top with a 3-for-nothing trade. And they are also able to take the Lord. And we have the Lord marching in from the mid lane. Let's see if Xenagogue are going to be able to defend against this, even though they are way behind in gold right now.
Yeah, they are very much behind on that. While I was hyped for the Xavier pick, I don't think it has been used to its full potential right now. We see that AOG coming in while the Lord crashes into the mid inhibitor, and once again that's Swansog invested, and Panda biting more than he can chew actually gets taken down by the turret, and the Luminum Blast invested, and once again we see that Mystic Field after the Dawning Light, and the Infernal Chase also invested by Sky Guy, but that's just to deter the members of Xenagogue from trying to defend their base, but they have to. Stagger again going in with that infernal chase, but and that traction pulse being released by Itachi. But they are actually cautious this match. They aren't trying to throw like they did in the first game. I think Shinigami have actually learned their lesson, and they are being a bit more calculated with their approaches. So kudos to them on that. But Xenagogue, like I was saying, that Xavier pick still kind of putting Synagogue in a bit of a back foot, and then after Lightning actually being outclassed on the EXP lane, which is something that I don't think we have seen throughout the entirety of the tournament up till this point. But it's not over till it's over, I guess. Initially he was on the Choco run, but right now he's looking like he's on a low silver run. So let's see if he can actually bring himself, drag himself back into uh more a better KDA, and hopefully a better situation for his teams too.
Yeah, one thing that is going on in this draft, I would have preferred to see the side of Xenagogue actually carry that Roger into the jungle, because then it gives them a form of a marksman, a form of physical damage. But
Oh,
looks like the
oh,
Swans are going to pop
oh
out here.
my
I can't
God.
believe I get it shot down. The traction post not going to catch on to Grace Bonds here. They did camp, they waited, they knew they couldn't win the fight outright, and they were able to get a surprise. But the fist break going to catch on to Panda as he misses that AOG. But Sky Guy trying his best with the further pursue. The Mystic Field going to catch on the Sky Guy, and he's going to the ground. And then when the fist
Ooh.
break onto the tree, the Nominal Blast follows after, and the Dawning Light plus the damage from Glaze Bonds. They are able to get 3 members of Shinigami down, and they will be trying to get this mid lane or not as the Lord spawns in 6 seconds. This is a crucial Lord for them, but the flicker coming from Grace Bonds, and Nad Boy would flicker out right back to survive that.
That's a free load.
We have Kimi here trying to sneak in the bot lane. A Lord take coming in here from
But can
Shinigami.
he
Oh, 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 oh,
revive?
oh, oh. Okay,
Yo, that was
okay.
close. That was too close,
That was
man.
close.
That was way too
But
close for
yeah,
comfort.
like David said, the effectiveness of the Xavier is coming into play now. You know, the more the game drags on, the better it becomes. And actually, I would have loved to see him on a purifier instead of the flicker. He would have been able to, literally walk out of the AOG coming in from Panda, because that's what has been causing a lot of issues for him. He has been getting caught out by that AOG, and then whenever he flickers out, Sky Guy still comes in, with his ult to, disrupt him. And we have the Lord here crashing in from the top lane. We have Itachi trying to.
The Lord is crashing in, but Itachi is actually going to get sandwiched here. He does get caught by Toby, and he is going to
Oh
Oh,
fall
my God.
soon. The Sword Swung never needs to, but the Sword Swung does get popped. He further push should not be able
Oh,
to cancel it. This is a
oh my
double kill.
God.
The Donny I couldn't catch on to, and it's
Nah,
a
that's
shot
oh
GG.
down now.
God.
Boy, it does fall, and it looks like only Kamiliva
Levi
is left to
1v5.
defend the base.
1v5.
He is not
Levi
going to be able to
1v5.
do it, and it's
Isolani.
godlike, and it looks like it's a
Oh,
3-0
Oh
sweep.
my God.
Xenogog. The Shinigami Reapers came for their souls, but the church's prayers kept them alive. They have survived this, and they have taken the Gauntlet 12 trophy home.
oh
That
my
that that
God.
was that was that was a technical maniac coming in from Glazed Bombs.
De
I,
definitely.
I think the group is definitely going to be on fire tonight. Yeah, Kaba is going to
Oh,
be tagging a lot of people confidently, and this is going to go down in history as a pawn that is going to be used against Levi and the whole of SGM team. Whenever an argument comes up, and they'll be like, you lost to a good lane or dead, so
yeah.
you don't get to talk. I think we have to give props to both teams. And on the side of Shinigami, I would like to to commend Camille Levi, especially in this match. He tried a lot. He was on a 11-3-1 KDA, but
Yeah.
as
I
fate would
mean,
have it, they still lost. And yeah, it's a clean sweep at this point. Go on, Davis.
yeah, I actually got that replay, and I would actually like us to take a look at the final moments of that game. There we saw that insane play by Kama on that Udet. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. So that was that was insane. If I'm allowed
The
to use
Lord
that
is
word.
crashing in, but
So
Itachi is
it
actually
was a
going to
bit
get
overzealous from
sandwiched here. He
Itachi. I
does
think
get
he
caught by
thought he was going
Toby,
to get
and he
out
is going to
with
fall
that
soon. The
anti-grav
Sword Swung never
jetpack,
needs
but
to, but the Sword
that
Swung does get popped. He
swanson
further push should not
from
be able to cancel it. It's
Karma
a
just to
double
get
kill.
three
The Donny
people, and
Light
then
only
the
catch on to,
face
and it's
break
a
and the
shot
face
GG.
win,
down
and then
now.
the
GG.
Boy,
face
it
crack
does
combo
fall, and
from
it looks like only
after
Kamili
lightning,
Levi
and
is
we
left
had
to
Kami
defend the
Levi all
base.
alone
He is not going to
1v5.
be able to do it, and it's
He's not
godlike,
Isolani, so
and
he
it looks
definitely
like it's a
can't pull that off.
3-0
So that
sweep.
Oh
1v5
God.
was
Xenagog
not
to
in the
shitty.
books for him. And then it all went away as soon as it was there. It was right there in the grasp of Shinigami. But just the very next second, it was away from their hands. They thought they were able to see a game fall, but I'm really, really surprised that this was as clean of a sweep as it is. I expected Shinigami to pull much more of a fight, especially since Kamileva I swore by his gods and his fathers and his teammates that Xenagogue will pay for their sins, their past sins, and possibly get some karma also. But I guess he was just all talk and no show. All back and no bites, being a man and a wolf. His teeth were definitely not sharp. So what do you think, Stu?
I mean, we can just see it here. I did say, contrary to to popular belief, I believe that this Odette pick would perform, and 39% damage coming in from
Mhm.
Glaze Bonds, absolutely decimating them with our Swan Song. One, I said it. Once Odette starts singing, everyone just dies. The bodies left, right, and you could just see that with that triple kill there. Just dropping three people instantly, including their frontliners, Sky Guy and Panda, who are actually having magic defense. So yeah, GG's to both teams. Shinigami actually really tried their best in this game. Having three marksmen but still losing to a team without marksmen, it is kind of ironic that in this game it's not just the meta, it's not just the draft, it's also the execution. So they are Reapers no more, and they are now laying in the graves along with the souls that they've claimed along their path here. But Emmy, what are your final words for this as we do round off this grand finale of the Gauntlet 12?
I would like to say a big thank you, to all the teams that played in the Gauntlet 12. Everybody that came on the stream as well. I would like to say a big thanks, to you guys, to my co-casters, namely Stu and Davies. And I would like to say a big thank you to, all the staff of ML9, working on the other ground, the mods, the refs, Rando, everybody else. And we'll catch you, in the next few months again with Gauntlet 13. And trust me, it's going to be filled with the same kind of violence, if not more. Because a lot of teams are going to be making a lot of comebacks. Trust me on that. But yeah, those are my last words. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and I will be handing over to Stu and Davis.
Yeah, definitely. So shout out to everyone who made it to the comments. Shout out to the top commenters, the top three, and the leaderboards, and all the other people at the bottom barrel of the leaderboards as well. Shout out to my co-casters for all the days that we hosted this tournament. It was definitely a pleasure being here with you guys and being accepted as an equal. Uh, I would say the violence wasn't quite satiating. I expected more out of these nights. I will go to bed a bit ambivalent. I'm not quite happy. I'm not quite sad. But well, I would say okay. I take back that comment. I am having mixed feelings right now. I am happy that at least I get to go to bed early, but I'm sad that the gauntlet has actually come to an end. But yeah, once again, it was a pleasure hosting with you guys. And your final words, Stu, because you seem to have more fans than anyone of us.
Thank you all for tuning in. It was fun, and we hope to see you in the next gauntlet. Yeah, like all good things must come to an end, and all
Yeah,
competitions must have a victor. And Xenagogue have emerged victorious in this one. So yeah, just make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and we'll see you next time.
yeah. So as usual, Stu is always watching you guys through your windows. So always do what he says. Don't cry because it is over. Smile because it's happened. Have a lovely night, everyone, and peace.